All right, and good morning. It's Bernard Nomberg with another episode of Nomberg Law Live. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. As we do each Tuesday, we try to come to you live at 10 o'clock Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. And I've got my buddy Terry Drake here with me. Good morning, Terry. How you doing, bud?
Good morning. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing quite well. Let me just get all my ducks in a row and we will be good. All right, I think I'm good here. And my friend Terry here is truly a Renaissance man. I mean, there's so many topics. We got so many things we could talk about, my friend, but I know we're going to have to focus.
Yes.
So, Terry, introduce yourself for just a little bit, and then we'll just jump in and have at it.
Hey, my name is Terry Drake, and thank you so much, Bernard, for allowing me to come onto your show this morning. Basically, several hats that I wear: a business and a life coach, a basketball trainer, author, motivational speaker across the nation. That's different type things like that. So, privileged and it's a joy and an honor to be with you today.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, Terry. You and I have known each other for a couple of years now. I see you a couple of days a week working out with the kids and the young basketball players at the JCC.
Yeah.
And I know that that's only one thing you do. I also see you training people in the fitness area. Again, that's just one thing that you do. but Terry, I also know that in the city of Birmingham, you play some other roles. I know you've been a high school basketball coach.
Actually, one of the mayors, Mayor Randall Wolf, is one of his assistants, one of his advisors. So, I serve in that role, in that capacity, and have an opportunity to, just help Mayor Wolf in regards to his city his vision for the city of Birmingham.
Well, I was just getting to that, and I know that our mayor has done so many great things for our city. We could talk about the mayor for a whole hour if we wanted to as well, but I do appreciate the work that you're doing to help advise him, and I don't know if you get to work out with him or not, or just from a advisory role in a more formal setting, but whatever it is you do with him, thank you, and we hope you continue doing that.
I appreciate it.
Well, Terry, tell us a little bit more about your background, because I know you've coached kids for years. I know that not only just kids, but professionals. But sports is not just your background. But let's start there. Let's talk about your background in sports.
Okay. Well, I played high school high school basketball at Ramsey. Graduated from there, went to UAB. I had several different offers to play collegiate in different places. Decided to stay home to actually walk on at UAB. And things didn't kind of work out. I had surgery. Then I actually went from UAB to Fisk University up in Nashville, Tennessee, and where I played for a year up there. Then from there, I had opportunity to come back. I actually took a stop in Atlanta, did some things as far as my education there. Then had opportunity to come back to Birmingham. And what happened was doors opened for me to actually go back to my home school, Ramsey High School, and to be able to actually coach there. And in coaching there, actually was able to help lead the team to a 4A state championship. So it was absolutely amazing to be able to come back home and go to my high school and to be able to help them lead a championship that, mind you, that when I was playing, we didn't actually make it. My freshman year, we made it to the state finals, but we actually lost to Tuskegee University. Tuskegee University, but Tuskegee High School at that time. And then it was to be able to lead the team to a high school championship, state championship. That was a great thing for me.
Oh, I bet that was a wonderful feeling seeing those kids succeed on the court, and I know that you helped them succeed off the court as well, and that's even more important because it's just 4 years of high school or 4 years of college, but you're preparing them for the next 40 years of their life. I do want to say, before we jump into a lot of this, Terry, I want to say good morning to Chelsea and Mom and Mitch and several others who are watching us this morning. I'm talking with my buddy Terry Drake. Terry really is a multifaceted fella who I just think he's one of my favorite dudes. He really is. But Terry, I want to talk about the entrepreneurship side of you and what you're helping, what you're doing to help new business owners, small business owners to move forward? Because I know you offer seminars and boot camps. But let's jump into that. Talk about that a little bit.
First of all, I'm a certified next level entrepreneurship trainer. And that means that basically that I'm able to teach the next level curriculum, which is used across all 50 states. And then also with that, I'm actually a business coach, and I do a lot of consulting for small businesses and being able to go in and help them as far as their strategic plan and the overview of their company. Now, they're a new startup business that is pretty much working from ground zero. I'm able to help them take them on a 13-week course in which we take them through, and at the end of that course, they actually have a business plan in place ready to go into business. And during the course, we actually bring in CPAs, different people as far as graphic artists, lawyers, to be able to help them in their journey so that they can be able to network and build the connections that they need in order to have a successful business. So that's one of the things that we do. We offer a lot of different boot camps, and as a matter of fact, we actually have a boot camp coming up in November, which will be held at Samford University through a company that a partner of mine actually started called the Alliance Firm. And there's more information in regards to that. I'll be able to share them more with that. But we're actually going to be having a boot camp for those that are starting a new business or looking to start a new business, or those that have already started a new business and have gotten into those first couple of years of that grind where it may not work, and they're on the verge of how they say most small businesses fail within the first 1 to 3 years. So they're kind of in that season of their life or their business life. We kind of help them in regards to navigating and scaling their business in regards to that as well. So that's one of the things that I enjoy doing in regards to helping small business and helping people who realize their dream and their passion. And so yeah, I absolutely love it.
So are these people are ones who either have a business idea and they're just getting started, or people who have a business that they've started but really are in need of some direction? Are these the two types of individuals or small businesses you're trying to get into your system, so to speak, the boot camp or the training, and exposing them to experts in various fields that may help them to protect their businesses, move their businesses forward, and the like? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's you hit the nail on the head, and that's pretty much what it is. Like I said, one of the things that our mayor actually, ran his platform on was the development of small business. You look in the city of Birmingham, you see a lot of different innovation and a lot of different building that's going on, and they are, really pushing the envelope in regards to small business participation and small business, development here in the city of Birmingham and surrounding areas. For a matter of fact, you look at Huntsville, and Huntsville is one of the fastest and one of the largest growing cities in the entire country. Then on top of that, what we're starting to do is not just here locally, but we're starting to look nationally and internationally, and we're beginning to help small businesses begin to scale and grow to a level where it's just not just local business that they are engaging in, but national and international business as well.
Yeah, I have seen that in different parts of the city. We've got our incubator sites around the city that I assume that the city's involved in. I do want to pause for a second, give a shout out to Spencer Lynch, our buddy who's over in San Diego watching this morning. Good morning,
Spence, how's it
Spencer.
going?
Hope you're doing well.
How's it going, Spence, man? Miss you, buddy.
We do miss Spencer around the J. And good morning, Catherine White Lambert, who's one of my high school classmates. Good morning to you guys. Let's talk about a little, and we'll put in the comment section when we're finished, Terry, how people can get in touch with you, how people, if they're interested in this workshop and boot camps, how they can register or find out more information. We'll put all that in the comments section. And you said that the one that's coming up at Samford, that's in November, so that's just several weeks from now. Are there still availability for people to get into that if they're interested?
If they're interested, yes, it's still open. Registration is still open, and like I said, we'll put that information in the comment section and be able to. If they have any questions, they can feel free to give me a call, and we'll be able to help them in regards to getting on board.
Well, very, very good. Let's kind of shift gears for just a minute, Terry, because I know you got so many passions and there's so many things I'd love to chat about. Let's talk about some of the basketball training for a minute. I always see so many of these kids that you're just barking orders, telling them to do this and working on skills. And I know it's much more than just skills. I know that. But I see you and your passion with all of these kids. And there wouldn't be that many kids there if you didn't know what you were doing or if you didn't bring something to the table, so to speak. So talk to us a little bit about that training, what you offer for the kids.
Start this society that we live in right now. they actually have access to so many different things when you think about technology and different things like that. But one thing, the phenomenon came along about a decade ago that everybody was looking for personal trainers. Now, when we was growing up, our personal training was just getting outside and just working on our craft and working on our game. We would go to the blacktop, nobody was teaching us, the different techniques and different things like that. But kids will have so many different, different things that they have access to now. And you look around, everybody got a trainer, they got a skills trainer, they got strength trainers, they got agility trainers, they got psyche trainers, so it's just, everybody is doing it now as far as life coaching, business coaching, sports coaching, and things like that. So, it's a thing that I love to do. I started at 5 years old and I go all the way up to professionals. I don't like to do a lot of name dropping when it comes to my professional athletes that I train, simply because, it just, they have a lot of people, enough people already that's pulling on their time and different things like that.
Sure.
But I do a lot of training for Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, different shoe companies and different things like that. I've helped a lot of different programs from Mountain Brook to Winona, Woodlawn, Ramsey, Centerpoint in regards to helping their kids grow. I do a lot of, preseason training. I've actually partnered with D1 Sports Training, D1 Sports Training in Birmingham. So we now have a partnership where when you come in, you get a one-stop shop. You get the skill development, you shooting, passing, and all those kind of things, and working on the fundamentals of the game. But also at the same time, now we brought D1 with the collaboration I have with D1. You get the strength training and you get the agility training. So we're kind of like a one-stop shop now, to be able to help our young people to be able to succeed and to realize the dreams that they have, and to help them become the best athlete that they have and have the opportunity and the chance to be successful whatever school they're at right now.
Well, Terry, if it's any indication from what I see when I'm upstairs on the track doing my thing about the instruction you're giving, the response from the kids and how hard they're working, I know that whatever else you're doing with them has got to be top notch. So I applaud that what you're doing and how you're providing for these kids such expert instruction, motivation, on and off the court. Because I know it's not just between the lines; it's off of that as well. That may be even more important sometimes, is that mindset.
One thing that I do, and one thing we're moving towards is my youth. I have a youth organization called the UN. So those that see, basketball is just pretty much a tool to begin to help develop young men and women to be successful in society. One thing that we have a vision of is that every person that goes through our program, whether it's our basketball program or whether it's our youth organization, that by the time they graduate high school, every young person has a business plan, so that they have options when they graduate from high school. Now, the thing that our mayor has just put out there was the Birmingham Promise and different things like that, but I kind of like to take it another further, where I just kind of to offer that, hey, look, by the time you graduate, go ahead and have yourself a business plan. So now you have options when you go to college. If you want a career there, or you can go to college and begin to get the techniques and the tools needed to begin to open your own business. So I try to teach kids and help them to get an understanding and a vision beyond where they're at the present time, so that by the time I say, look, if you really dive in and really get after it, you can retire by the time you're 25 years old and begin to just have residual income, multiple streams of income. The same things that I teach adults in regards to multiple streams of income, residual income, investing, real estate, stock market, different things like that, is the same things that I teach kids. All our kids, they love Nike, they love Jordans, they love certain shoe brands. What I try to instill in them is, say, look, during the holidays, your birthday, different things like that, instead of asking for gifts, ask for investment into Nike. Ask for investment into Adidas, or the different the polos, or the different clothing things. Sure. So I try to begin to teach their mind, to teach them and get them a mindset of being not just a consumer, but also just to be a owner, to have own your own business, own your own house, own your own cars, and different things like that, to be able to help them be successful in life.
Well, before I comment, I want to say hey to Will Phillips, my buddy Steve in Atlanta. We've got so many other people on here, Terry. But I want to step back for just a second from those comments. You and I have something very similar in that we both have sports as our background from youth. Mm-hmm. And I learned so many life skills, life mentalities, just things that have guided me into adulthood, into my profession, and anything else that I do. Off the court, away from sports, just in life in general. And I want to ask you, I want you to comment a little bit about your background, your youth, where you got your passion for sports, and how you've used that to motivate you to doing all of these wonderful things that you're now doing as an adult. What is it about the sports mentality that helped you to where you are today?
To be honest with you, sports kind of was like a safe haven for me growing up. And one of the things that sports offered, I was raised by my mom and my grandmother, more so my grandmother. And the whole scenario, dad wasn't in your life and different things like that. But there were coaches, whether it was football, basketball, or baseball, that took me on and actually was there for me in my form in those years where I was growing up. That just really helped me out in so many different ways. And as I got older, I um, um, never left the idea of giving back to the community and giving back to the next generation. I kind of have this thing where I say, well, the next generation shouldn't have to go through the exact same thing that I went through, and that I should be able to be a ceiling to their floor. So my life should be as though it might be my ceiling, but it's their floor to be able to stand on and to be able to do greater than what I've done in my life. And the only way that I can be able to do that is to begin to help expose them to certain things, help them get into places where the connections and the things that I have. So just say, for instance, like one thing that I have some connections with Jay Billis, who we see on CBS, ESPN, and Paul B. and Cardi, and then I'm able to help kids in our area go to camps that they never been able to go to had not somebody been able to have those type of connections. But I go back to your statement in regards to how did it just form. That sports as a young person for me was they were my family. When I was out there with my brothers, we was out there on the football field, and we were like a brotherhood, and I just loved being around them. And then just the things that football taught you, that basketball taught, and it just help infuse my life and my drive and my motivation for everything that I do in my life now, to be able to give back, because so many people poured into me. And it's kind of like this. I have this saying that when I die, will it have mattered that I was born? I want to make sure that when I die, I finished empty. I poured all myself out. I poured myself out into the next generation, that there's nothing left in me. They talks about a good friend of mine who passed away was Dr. Miles Monroe. He always talked about that the richest places on earth is cemeteries, that so many people die with books in them. They die with dreams in them. They die with, things that they know that they want to do in life, but they never get to it. And those things, they die and they leave all of that greatness inside of them. And when I leave this earth, Bernard, I don't want to leave anything in me. I want to make sure that everything, every book, every conference, every person to help, all the information, all the wisdom, I want to make sure that I poured it out to all the people that's willing to listen.
You know what, Terry, I love your passion. I love your approach. You're paying it forward. You're giving back, because so many people probably gave to you as a youngster, as a youth, in your different sports leagues, playing on the high school level, the junior high, then high school, then collegiate. And it's paying it forward. And for me, leadership, the team mentality, just those are the kind of things that I'm hearing from you, that's something that you and I have in common, just from playing sports. I think there's so many wonderful things, not just the wins and the losses and the records and all of that, but it's all of those intangibles.
Yeah.
And that's what's pouring out of you right now. And that's what I love about your passion. And you and I could stay on this for the next 30 minutes, but I want to pivot for just a bit. And I want to welcome Marcus Williams, Adam Wheel. Gosh, we got so many people. You're a popular man. You got all kind of folks in here. Chelsea has a comment that she agrees that financial literacy is undertaught. Teaching our youth could be so powerful for future generations. And that's what I'm hearing that you're doing, Terry, and I certainly applaud that. But you're also an author. And
Yes.
I know that you recently co-wrote a book with such passion. Let's talk about that for just a minute. What's the title of the book? What's the genesis behind it? Share a little bit about that.
All right, the name of the book is called "I'm Sorry: An Apology to Women." I'm actually getting ready to release my book for men, but let's just kind of stick on the one that I have right now. It's called "I'm Sorry: An Apology to Women." The origin of it was real simple. I had a vision, or I don't know, it was a dream or a vision, but I saw a woman laying in a beautiful, magnificent home in a beautiful, magnificent bedroom, and she was laying in a chalk line, the same type of chalk lines that police put around bodies when they're, they die in the streets. And then the woman got up out of the chalk line, got dressed, went on her way, went to work, and came back home and was actually getting ready to settle down and get ready for bed. And it was a beautiful bed in the bedroom. So I'm just thinking in my mind, she's about to get in this bed and go to sleep, have a good night. But the lady got undressed, got down, put on her night thing, and then actually laid back into the chalk line. And right then, something came to mind and said, that's how so many women are living. They're living, they're walking dead, meaning that it was a place in their life that they got hurt and they never healed from it. They never moved away from it, and every day they revisit, whether consciously or subconscious, they revisit that place where they were hurt. Whether it was hurt by a man, their husbands, their dads, their brothers, their uncles, cousins, or a friend of a friend, that they were hurt by some man and they haven't gotten over that. Now the thing about it is, in the book, I offer an apology on behalf of every man that ever hurt a woman, so that women can begin. See, when you talk to a lot of women in the research that I did through my book, one of the things is that they asked the question. When I asked them, I said, "What is it that can help you?" And then a lot of them go to this place where they say, "Well, you know what? I don't know why he cheated. I don't know why he molested me. I don't know why he raped me." And the thing is, I'll never hear or get a closure to it. So the book is to help women get closure to traumatic events that happen in their life. And one of the things that I've realized and I've learned is that many women, the only thing they're looking for is an apology. And they're looking for an apology for the hurt that they had to go through, the embarrassment they had to go through, the anger that they had to go through, and that the man that has done the things to them in their life, they're gone on living their life, and that woman is sitting there in that chalk line, haven't moved, and still revisiting the hurt and the trauma of their life. And I have said to so many women that on behalf of the man that hurt you, I'm sorry. And it'll be so amazed, Bernard, how many women began to weep and began to cry. And even the women that read the book. I've had so many different testimonies from women that say, you know what? This is a book I can't read at work. I can't read in public. I have to actually get along by myself, get some tissue, because it opens up so many places in me that I thought I had moved away from, thought that I had got healed from. But it finally realized that I never faced those issues. I never looked those issues in the eye and say, I'm going to get better. I'm not going to continue to live a bitter life, but I'm going to get better. I'm going to get healed, and I'm going to get up from this place and move and walk and be everything that I'm destined to be in this life. So the book is basically to help women heal from the past. Because think about this, majority, and I say this, and I kind of go on record to say this, 99% of women problem is men. And so when we begin to, you see, when we begin to help to heal the women that we've hurt, Bernard, and we've done some, as men, we've done some things in our lives towards women that, we kind of look back and have some regrets on. But we don't realize that even though we may be living in regret, that woman's dealing with and living in pain, shame, and unforgiveness, and it's so much that she's just looking for answers, and one of the things that they're looking for is just a simple apology. And the problem is that many women will never get the apology from the man that did it, from the man that caused the pain, the man that caused it. So one thing that I do, hey, look, ladies, whether it was your dad, whether it was your brother, your uncle, your husband, he cheated on you, he left you, whatever it is, I just want to let you know, I'm on behalf of the men that hurt you in your life, I'm sorry.
No, Terry, it's a powerful book. It's a way for people, for women who've been wronged, to start healing. And while this is obviously a very touchy subject for most people, it sounds like it's a way for whatever that harm that has been done to start being recognized, acknowledged, and bringing a little bit of closure, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you for you, and I don't know your co-writer. I read about her, but thank you for tackling such a sensitive subject on such a sensitive way. And I know that you're in the midst of writing I guess the other book, the other side, or the other. You're addressing it toward men in
Yes.
the next book, and I look forward to seeing that book as well. So we certainly wish you the best with that. Terry, can you believe a half hour's already just flown by?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, when I'm having a great discussion, that time just goes right
wow.
by. But I don't want to leave Terry just quite yet. I want to take on one more thing, because we've covered so many things, because there's just so many great things to talk about. Regardless if it's writing a book, or improving your sports skills, or tackling a new business venture, there's a commonality that I'm hearing from you, and it's a positive mindset. And I want to know, how do you have such a great approach to this, such a positive approach? Because it's very easy, regardless of whatever ventures you're going into, to get frustrated, to get depressed, to see those hurdles that are in front of you, and I can't get past it. I don't know how. I don't have answers. But I'm hearing from you such motivation, such you can do it mentality.
Yeah.
Take us through that as we get toward the end of our discussion here. What's your approach?
One of the things that I do a lot of reading. I read a lot of regards to whether it's, however you look at it, I read on Michael Jordan, Nick Saban, just different, great men of the past. I like watching movies like Gladiator, Last Samurai. I try to surround myself with positive people, and not just with positive people, but people that have gone on before me, that have left and have trailblazed ways that I can follow their paths and begin to move. But more than anything, I said earlier, I have this quote that I live by every morning. I get up, I have it, plastered next to my window and next to my mirror in the bathroom. Is, when you die, will it have mattered that you were born? Will it have mattered that you were born? And my life has to matter. And it's just that every day when I have bad days, because every day is not a good day. There's some days, you get frustrated. Some days that, the business isn't going right, family isn't going right, things, the dog acting crazy, the cat in left, the goldfish is trying to jump out of the what it takes. So it's something that goes on. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I have this mentality that every day I win. No matter what, every day I'm going to win. And whatever it takes for me to win that day, that's what I'll do. And some days winning means resting. Some days winning means reading another book. Some days winning means just enjoying the scenery in life. Some days winning means, okay, I got to stay up 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning to get this thing done. But whatever it is, I have this saying from back when I was in high school: refuse to lose. Refuse to lose. And it's just, to be honest with you, Bernard, in this life that we have, in the shortness of it, because life is so quick and so short, I just refuse. This is the only life I have, and I just refuse to lose. And I just, when like I said earlier, when I die, I want to make sure that everything that's been put in me is poured out. And to me, that's winning. To me, that's success. So that the next generation, 2 and 3 generations yet unborn, can say and look back and say, there was a man named Terry Drake that lived, and because of him, I have a better life. And so that when I'm getting down, I think about my nieces, I think about my nephews, I think about all those kids you see in the gym. I think about kids that when I'm traveling across this country that I'm coming in contact with, and when they call and they send me messages and texts and say, I was at your camp, or I was in your entrepreneurship training class, and what you said, it helped me, and it saved my life. And when I get testimonies from women that say, I was about to commit suicide, but I read your book, and because of that book, my life has changed, and I forgave my husband, our marriage is restored now. And so it's when those things like that, I call on those things, that when things get rough, when I have my stormy days, that I look at them and say, you know what, I may be having a bad day today, but somewhere, because of the work that I'm doing and because of my words of inspiration, somebody somewhere, even though my day might be cloudy, somewhere somebody's day is sunny. And so I keep pressing. And it's this old song that my grandmother used to sing when she was, just around the house. And it was like a charge to keep I have, and a God to glorify. And, what I'm saying? It's just that every day I get up, I remember that my grandma's singing. a charge to keep I have. And I feel like every day I get up, every day I wake up, I have a charge to keep, to serve this present age, that everybody I come into contact with, I'm a servant. And I'm going to make sure that before I leave them, there's something positive that I've spoken to them, done something for them, paid it forward, and make sure that their life is better than what it was when they came into contact with me. And so that's what I live my life by, so that when I die, it will have mattered that I was born, and I'm going to die empty. And that's what drives me.
Wow. Awesome. Guys, you've heard it from the best. If you can't get motivated after listening to Terry, then you're just not living. And Terry, I can't thank you enough, bud. This is just a fun discussion. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, learning more about Terry Drake. And guys, if you want to get in touch with this man, I'm going to put his website, I Am Terry Drake, link in the comments section. Terry, how can folks reach out to you, whether it's your phone or email, whatever your preference, bud? Tell us what
they can reach out to me any kind of way. They can reach me on my cell phone. My number is 205-470-1218. Again, that's 205-470-1218. I give it out because it's on my website. You can visit me on IamTerryDrake.com. That's one of my websites, www.IamTerryDrake.com. Or you can visit me on my sports website, which is www.TerryDrakeBasketball.com. So one of those two ways, then you can find me on social media. I am Terry Drake, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me there, and some more platforms on social media, but you can find me there for sure, more easily and more available than the other ones. But outside of that, feel free to give me a call if I can help you in business, if I can help your child in regards to areas basketball and training, or getting better in regards to their bodies and working and physical fitness and their agility, whatever it is that I can do to help you. If I can't, I know somebody that can. Yeah, that's it, Bernard. I just try to help, and they can get in touch with me any kind of way, and feel free to get in touch with me.
Terry Drake's out there dominating every day. Guys, this will conclude our discussion for today. What a fun discussion. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you so much, Bernard.
And I look forward to seeing you later in the day, hopefully at the J. Guys, as we do every Tuesday, we try to come to you Nomberg Law Live, interesting conversations with people about their expertise and experience in the world. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll catch you another time. Be well.
Bye now.